Hi, welcome, Yari.
Hey, thank you.
Um, this is Dance Reflections with Yari and myself, Peter Mills. And we're going to start by answering the question of what are you dancing today? What's been shaping you? What's dancing you recently?
Okay. Um,
Shall I start? I mean, I can answer my own question. I can say I am in Helsinki at Sidestep Festival, part of Zodiac's programming. I was invited very graciously as a co-curator. So I have been watching performances here in Helsinki, and I'm in an Airbnb, so I'm with all the strangeness that that brings. And I've gone from Cambridge, which is a sort of warm, wet, to what is here minus 18 degrees. So
wow.
my dancing has changed. I think. How about you, Yadi?
Uh, I I moved here in this place only for a month. I'm in Sköndal in the south of Stockholm on Friday, and then I performed on Saturday night. I performed into a celebration party, and it was a 5 minutes choreography. So it was fun to be busy with choreography, I mean setting steps, because I don't do that very often. And somehow I found liberating or something. I think also the context felt so good because maybe in other contexts I would not do this. But I don't know, it gave me a good vibe of remembering the virtuous dance also, because it was a celebration party somehow.
Yeah.
So somehow the virtuosity, it felt well as a cherishing, as abundance, right?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's perfect with what dance workshop came out this week. Since it was setting steps, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
And
I
so can
have.
I ask how were you remembering the dance? Was it did you use counts or was it um, somehow through names? Like did it have music? What was the
Yeah, I think it was through music. So I took two songs that I really liked from an electronic composer from the 2009 90s, 2000, Susumu Susumu Yokota,
uh-huh.
that he sampled a lot of classic music also. So it was, I don't know, I felt ethically good in also taking, him, that he took a lot of other stuff and do the same. I don't know, there was something interesting in that, but also exciting.
Mm.
And so I attached a lot to his music, but also I made it pause in the music. So I also had made my some silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot in relation to music, not counting though.
So
Uh,
you edited the music yourself.
a bit, yeah, only the first song, the second no. because I wanted to make some quotes in the celebration for the people that were celebrated. So
And how
I
did you
think,
choose the steps?
yeah,
Like,
the the first part was about quoting, so it was kind of simple in that sense. I decided to quote like the dogs of the people celebrated, some part of their performance artist. So can you repeat? Sorry. Okay. I have a problem. I can't hear you very well at all, actually. Glitching.
maybe it's me. Just a second.
Okay. Okay, now I can hear you.
You couldn't hear me before?
No.
Hmm. I wonder if it was because did so you didn't hear that I said that I was ill.
No.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I have a cold. I have a sickness. That's so strange, so weird. But I was
How does
asking how you came up with the steps.
Yeah, and I was saying that I came up by quoting the first part, quoting the people that were celebrated. So quoting their dogs, quoting some of
Mm.
their performances,
That
quoting
that dogs, as in the animal?
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Some of their performances, some movement of their performance, some titles. I also played with title, mixing the title with the performances.
And so
So I
were
was,
you mimicking things from those references, from the titles and from like physically? Like, did you try to look like the dog or
yeah, the dog,
yeah,
yes.
okay.
The
Yeah.
dog, yes. The titles, no. I just mixed the title. The dogs I
Mm.
also not mimicking, but also I barked a lot.
Ah,
So I
okay.
was also using my voice in the first
Mm.
part mostly.
Hmm.
Uh, and then some watering feelings, some hugs, kisses, and then playing again with my voice with
Mm.
putting a simple step together with the title. So then
Mm.
I would recompose the titles by doing the different steps. I don't know if
Yes.
you understand. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
okay. That's a step, and that's we connected with the title. Then another step connected with title, and then I would play the steps
Mm.
and then make different phrases through the titles. And then yeah, more or less, this is what it was. Yeah, some mimicking a bit, but also transforming the mimic into something else. A bit like the exercise of Linda Vardal
Yeah.
that you mentioned in a couple of places.
Yeah.
And then the second
Have you,
part,
because you've worked
yeah.
with Linda Waldau, did you ever do this exercise with her?
Yes, it's actually one of the exercises we do in the beginning of as a warm up sometimes, or something like as a getting together.
Right, right. In the performance, is it called something whale?
It's called Orca.
Orca. Yeah, that's why. That's
Yeah, I will perform this, say, in a month in Gothenburg.
oh, nice. And yeah, I mean, I was super fascinated by this exercise. Um, and part because for me, it had it's this loop, right? And then, but I find what becomes really apparent is how nothing ever stays the same, or it's very hard to fully understand it as the same, but yet we have a conceptual understanding of it as a loop. Like, oh, this is looping, even if the thing that we're returning to perhaps has differences and has changed in some way and can never truly be the same. And I really felt that with her exercise, and it it sort of really challenges and sort of opens up this whole economy of meaning we have around copying, right? Like we're always mimicking and transferring information through the replication of it. Like you tell me a story, and then I retell it to as if I'm telling the same story. But of course, there are so many subtle changes and differences within the retelling, and this like yeah, this sort of failure between like the replicability of things is sort of inbuilt, and I think we accept that as well, right? Like we know when we say like I'm going to do the step will change step, we recognize like it's not it's not fully perfect. Like it's going to have some contextual and physical limitations which create it to be unique in that situation. But more or less, it's the same. So the same with Linda Vardau's repetition. Like more or
Mm.
less, we're doing the same step again and again.
Right. But in Linda Vardal, the change is part of the achieving.
Yes, yes,
Well, other time we recognizability of dance or steps go through a sort of cleanness, uh, and I think this, and so a failure, as you were speaking, also at the same
mm,
time. But
mm,
also, it depends which values of cleaning you put in it. I mean, like, what
mm,
are we cleaning? What are we make? What are
mm.
we going through? Do we what do we want to achieve in that?
Yes, yeah,
If because also depending the style genre of dancer, it's simple as that. You would
yeah,
aim for certain kind of value,
yes, yeah.
or
Like the intention or the vibe or the feeling, right?
exactly. Yeah, the form, the rhythm. Sometimes, I mean, it's very interesting how I dance with people, and
Hmm.
for them, very often, it's much more important the rhythm than the
Hmm.
form or the opposite. Like, and this also
Mm.
things within a context within the same context can even change a lot.
Yes, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I mean, I have to think of like how we are we are also the repetition of ourself, right? Like we relive continuously our own body. Like our habits are in a way a type of loop. Um, I
Mm.
was just in Hebden Bridge recording a podcast with Katie Coe at the Wayne's Gate Dance Chapel, and um, it's like we really touched on how language and languaging um, has a difficulty of capturing the fullness of a an experience. But maybe we could even take that further and say that the the practice um, doesn't always capture the fullness of a lived experience. I mean,
Mm.
I'm especially thinking this now being sick, like the body feels so different. My perception, my attention is so different. My eyes function differently, like they burn with like
Mm.
soreness, and there's like we build these structures of practice, go to the rehearsal studio and repeat something, but it's conditional always, and there's so much that sort of escapes it. And even like this, the podcast, right? Like it's an attempt to capture something and pass it over, but we only managed to capture just a small margin. Like we've been speaking for a few days on like how do we change the score, or like is there any direction we want to like reconsider or bring about? And um, that's here, of course, but it's not explicit. And then there are other things that surely you're thinking about and that I'm thinking about that we don't say aloud. And
Mm.
then there are things that we think after and we're like, oh, that was what I meant, or that,
Mm.
I didn't quite say this. And it's
Mm.
this like gappiness. And even though I think contractually we all accept that gappiness, and I think Linda, you're right, Linda's exercise, it attends to that gappiness. It's like very inclusive of the gappiness of the loop. And she's very aware of that. But yeah,
Yeah,
say.
I also think there is these things about the step. Because
Mm,
what is a step? Or
hmm
what is that? Did they put a hand by just bringing up a hand? I love that.
Well,
Sorry,
there you go. There's a step, right? Like
that's a step. Yeah,
the
I
the
mean,
AI is defined and recognized
it's
as
just a
specific
yeah.
movement as an emoji to to sort of
I love that. Yeah, I think I mostly don't use step
Mm,
as a word. I use movement. That is very
mm,
near to step. Like it
mm,
means the same things.
mm,
When the expansion of step, because it's not only
mm,
stepping, but it's also make something that looks like a step
mhm,
or that can be recognized as a thing. Uh, but what I love about step, and also in connection to Linda about that, is
mm.
that almost if the basic of dance is walking.
Yes.
That's the base that the what's called the basic
Yeah,
dance is
the
just
basic
walking.
component.
Yeah.
Every dance starts with a transfer of weight or
Yeah.
a falling and a catching, which essentially
Yeah.
is what walking is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, or it's something we keep returning to. Like often I think it's considered that like we look at dances with chairs as like, oh, it's a trope that keeps reoccurring. Everyone has to have a dance with a chair at some point and
Right.
try to work with that. And
Yeah.
maybe in a bigger way, we should argue actually most of the dancing is a reworking of walking, whereas dance with a chair is actually quite interesting because it challenges that base assumption that we should be stepping, even though of course often dances with chairs include walking or
Yeah.
walking like activity.
Yeah, and that I mean, floor work, it's about horizontality then at that point, the horizontality of the
Yeah,
body.
yeah, yeah. I mean, how do you feel about this podcast? Because we're still trying to form it. I think I have felt like, what is it? How does it work? I recognize like I really enjoy it. I know that I want to do it. I love the regularity. I love the promise of us meeting for half an hour, 40 minutes every week. Um, and yet I feel the tension or like the fear of, oh, I have to produce something now within that 40 minutes that is really, really good of this whole week. And yet I know that's ridiculous as well. Like I can sort of rationalize and say, oh, but I don't have to think in that way, so to speak. Yeah, so is this a fair time to talk about what we're doing?
Okay, I lost you again. So I can't
Ah,
hear you anymore. I'm so sorry about
okay.
this.
No, connection is gone.
I don't know if
Uh,
it's you. I suppose it's me.
no, no. I
It
hear
might
you
be my
fine.
Bluetooth here.
Uh, but either way, this is a question that can linger between us. Maybe it's saved in the recording, and or maybe not, and we can keep discussing this as we're going. But shall we wrap this up? Yeah, and we'll try again next week. I think I'm
Okay.
still going to be here.
Yes, wonderful. Now I got it again.
Aha, so it was something. Okay. But I was just saying, let's wrap it up here, and then we'll come back again next week, and we'll continue with more and more information.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you, Yari.
Thank you. Ciao, Peter.
See you in a bit.
Ciao.
Bye. Hi, thanks for listening. If you can support the podcast, please go to paypal.me/dancepeter. I'm just looking for a little bit of funding to help support the cost of the hosting. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much.